Hi everyone, this is Jenny with Jenny Line Digital Marketing and Virtual Assistant Services. I wanted to pop in today to talk about SEO. So I don't know about you, but every week I get tons of emails touting a new secret SEO growth tactic or hack that promises to get me to the first page of Google. And it got me thinking about how overwhelming SEO can be for entrepreneurs, especially because there's so many components to consider. So there's keywords, on-page and off-page optimization, link building. Oh my goodness, the list goes on and on. So let's start here. How much do you even know about SEO? Sorry, not sorry for the rhyme there. How much do you know for SEO? Oh my gosh, but it's a question I get, and every small business owner should be asking themselves that. So over my many years working in the digital marketing space, I've come to realize that many entrepreneurs aren't sure where to start with SEO or what it even is, and that's okay. Don't worry. I'm going to walk you through everything that you need to build a solid understanding of SEO. I've even created a free workbook that will walk you completely through the process, more on that in a minute, and how it's a crucial part of any successful digital marketing strategy. So let's ask the most basic question right off the bat. What is SEO? Well, when you search for something on Google, how does it know the best results? It's magic. No, it's SEO. So SEO is search engine optimization. So here's a basic explanation of how Google and other search engines work. So they have bots that are constantly crawling the internet, collecting information about websites, and putting all that information together into a vast index. And then once they've compiled that information, algorithms will start to organize it, finding the highest quality sites and content. And then when someone does a search, Google goes through all those countless results in just a few seconds to find the best match. And every business wants to be at the top of those results, or at least on the first page. I mean, when was the last time that you even clicked on something on the second page of search results, right? Exactly. So search engine optimization is a process where we improve specific aspects of your website so Google will rank it higher in the results. So you want your site to be right at the top, as those sites are the ones that most people click on, and getting there can be a bit complicated. So Google tracks everything. I mean, they know how long someone stays on your website, and they even measure your visitors' engagement. So if that person is clicking on something, they're scrolling around, reading content, Google will notice, and that will improve your website ranking. So you might be thinking, well, I'm already running Google ads or Facebook ads, and they're already driving traffic to my website, so I don't need to worry about SEO. Well, it's excellent that your ads are driving traffic to your website, but the ROI when compared to paid advertising, SEO has an incredible ROI. So where do you even start? Well, let's simplify the process by really focusing on the best ways to get started with SEO. So as with most things, you want to start by setting your goals. So you should first set your goals that are super specific and measurable. So say, for example, that you want to increase search traffic to 10,000 monthly visitors by the end of the month. You really want to set goals that are super actionable but realistic. And then based on those goals, you'll want to create a strategy. So I always start by doing keyword research and competitor analysis, and then I move into creating pillar content and creating ongoing quality content and outreach to get more quality links back to the website. And then once you have a strategy in place, you definitely want to monitor it and tweak it as you move forward. SEO isn't something that you can just set and forget. You really have to stay on top of it. You've got to make sure that the strategy is working, and if not, you need to tweak it. So if you're freaking out right now wondering how on earth you're going to figure out keywords, research, competitors, don't worry. There's a lot of tools that can help you. So if you're looking for a paid option, I love SEMrush, and I'll leave the links below in the notes. This tool is great. I use it for all of my clients. It's incredibly useful for keyword research and competitor analysis, and it's fun too. If you put in your own URL, it gives you a list of your closest competitors, and then you can plug in their URLs to see what keywords they're ranking for on Google, which pages are ranked for those keywords, and how many visitors they're getting from those keywords. So I know I'm kind of nerdy, but I get really excited about that. And if you're not quite ready to jump into a paid option, don't worry, there's lots of other free options available as well. I highly recommend Neil Patel's Ubersuggest as one of the best tools available today for keyword research, and it's a lot of fun too. So you can kind of play with it and see how your keywords will rank. And then finally, if you're using WordPress, you definitely should install the Yoast plugin. It does a lot of the SEO work for you. So when you post something on your site, Yoast scores it. So if your readability and keyword circles turn red, then you have a problem, which it will show you. And it'll even give you some tips on how to fix it. So your goal is to get as many of those little Yoast circles green as possible. It can be a little bit tricky at first, but as you play with it, you definitely will get the hang of it. And then next is content. So content is definitely still king. The quality of content on your site is a direct reflection on your business. It shows Google that your site offers unique content that is appropriate for your industry, and that content will drive inbound traffic. So that said, you can't just put up any old content on your website and expect it to help with your SEO. Your content needs to be high quality, long form. Google likes content to be at least 2,000 words, and complete with a beginning, middle, and end. Your content should also solve your audience's problem, but in a conversational, personality-infused way. And you need to create a lot of content because content, again, drives the inbound traffic. So if you run a podcast, instead of writing a blog, no worries, just take that extra step to edit your show notes or your script into a conversational blog post. And of course, with any blog post content, you should really include a call of action at the end, telling your reader what you want them to do next. You know, do you want them to subscribe or, like something? And then we're moving into the different types of SEO. So there are a couple of different types, and there really is a difference between good SEO and evil SEO. So remember those old spy versus spy comic strips in Mad Magazine? In it, two spies, one dressed in black and the other in white, would try to outsmart each other. So I want you to picture this as I explain white hat versus black hat SEO. So white hat SEO is essentially the good guy. So it uses techniques that organically boost engagement, drive your target audience to your website, and raise your search result ranking over time. Whereas black hat SEO is essentially the bad guy. So it uses techniques that basically trick the search engine algorithms to drive their results to the top of search. So here's some examples of black hat SEO strategies. And keep in mind, these are the techniques that you want to avoid. So I was working with a client several years ago doing their competition analysis and keyword research. And I was looking at the competitor sites and it was packed. One of their main competitors absolutely packed with black hat SEO techniques. So for example, they would include keywords that had absolutely nothing to do with their product or services. And one that really caught our eye was the continuous use of the key phrase, classy girls. Well, yes, I do imagine that there are some people that regularly search for classy girls on the internet, but they're generally in a very different category of websites than the industry my client's business was in. And so yes, while that key phrase was pushing them up in search results, it was doing so for the wrong reason. And most likely the people searching those keywords weren't looking for my client's services. And another black hat technique that you want to avoid is keyword stuffing. So again, years ago, I worked with a client and they hired me to rewrite all of the copy for their website and do, all of the SEO work. And they were a beauty salon in downtown Miami. Well, we'll say they were a beauty salon in downtown Miami. And when I took a look at their site, I couldn't believe what I was reading. It kind of went like this. If you're looking for the best beauty salon in Miami, Florida, you found it. Of course, you want to find the best beauty salon in Miami, Florida, because you deserve the best. And there is no better salon in Miami, Florida than ours in Miami, Florida. So pop quiz, can you guess the key phrase that they were stuffing into their copy? Obviously, this is an extreme example. I've only seen that one time, but many black hat SEO strategies are very similar to this. They try to trick the algorithm into thinking that they are the best beauty salon in Miami, Florida by repeating those keywords over and over again in their copy. But here's the problem, it doesn't work. So first off, keyword stuffing will kill your website's readability, something that Google highly values. And second, Google is smart enough to spot this kind of black hat SEO, and it will bury the site in the bottom of search results. And here's a fun fact that will show you how long I've been in this industry. A very old SEO, a black hat technique, was to hide hundreds of keywords in black font on a black background so the user couldn't see them, but the search engine could. So thankfully that no longer works, as search engine algorithms are way too sophisticated now to fall for that kind of thing. But it doesn't stop some people from trying it. So the bottom line of black hat SEO is this. You might get some extra traffic to your website, but it won't be the right type of traffic that you want. The point of SEO isn't just to get people to your website, it's to get the right people to your website so they can take that next step, that call to action. So what you do want to focus on is white hat SEO. So white hat SEO will improve your website's user experience so that potential customers will want to try your services. So white hat SEO focuses more on the positive than the negative. So there's no trickery here, just a quality product that will convert your visitors into raving fans and customers. So here are some of the most common white hat SEO strategies. You want to include keywords that your customers are actively searching for. That makes sense, right? You want to create relevant, high quality content on a regular basis. The quality, high quality content, key. This is key, and creating it on a regular basis. So you want to label your images properly so that they pop up in search as well. This is something that I think a lot of people miss or absolutely forget to do. So make sure you're labeling your images properly. You also want to include quality relevant links and references throughout your website. You want Google to associate your website with other great websites that are out there. And use subheadings in your copy to improve its readability. So most people don't want to sit down and read paragraph after paragraph of copy. In fact, a lot of people will skim for the information that they're looking for. So you want to make it easier for them to find your key points by using them in the subheadings. And you want to keep your paragraphs short to improve readability as well. I try to keep all my paragraphs to 200 words or less. And backlinks to other relevant websites, super important. Again, those high quality sites with authority, that will help your website ranking. And then this is one I think people miss a lot too, is including internal links throughout your site. So for example, if you're writing a blog post on SEO and you have other content on SEO, make sure to link to that relevant content inside of that blog post. So as you can see, I could talk for hours and hours about SEO and all of the ways that you can improve your website and search ranking. But the one question I probably get asked the most is, well, how long is this going to take? So here's the point. I'm going to level with you here. When you go searching for SEO online, you'll find a lot of digital marketing companies that will promise to jump your site to the top of search results in no time. Unfortunately, that isn't true. The reality is that effective SEO does take time. It's not something that you're going to do today and you're going to see results tomorrow. If you have an already well-established website that you've been working on for years and that you update on a regular basis with great content, you can go back and do all of the white hat on-page and off-page SEO, and you start to see results in probably about 3 months. However, a lot of my clients that come to me, they don't have a real web presence yet. A lot of them will have me create a website for them from scratch. And of course that includes SEO, but that doesn't mean that as soon as the website's done and all the SEO's been done, that you're gonna shoot right up to the top of search results. Again, it takes time. So For new websites or websites that haven't been updated on a regular basis, then you're probably looking at 6 months or more. So again, you want to create ongoing quality content and excellent backlinks to get your website to start to move up in search results. And it doesn't really matter how polished or professional your website is. So the good news with SEO is that it will definitely increase traffic, conversions, and revenue over time. SEO isn't something that you have to sit down today and do every single step of on your entire website and every blog post. It's something that you can do in stages. So you can start with stage 1, where you do all of your keyword research and your competitor analysis, and then move into stage 2, where you'll do your on-page optimization, and of course, creating that quality content. And then you can go back to stage 3 if you need to do all of your link building. So again, I've broken down the whole process in a simple SEO plan and workbook, and I'll leave it below in the notes, or you can jump over to my website at jennylyon.com/SEO to grab it. And you can use the strategy to increase your ranking with Google so that people can find all of that amazing content that you've been creating. And of course, if you're still feeling overwhelmed or you don't have time to do your SEO, I get it. SEO probably isn't the best use of most small business owners' time. So feel free to reach out. I can definitely help create and implement an SEO strategy for your business. But if you do decide to jump in and give it a go, remember it can be a slow process. Patience is a virtue when it comes to SEO. And I generally do recommend spending, a few hours each week working on it. So let's sum up everything we talked about. So SEO, again, stands for search engine optimization, and Google and other search engines use bots to index websites to find the best content for their search results. You need to improve your website to get higher up in those search results. And you want to start by setting your goals and creating an SEO strategy. And you'll do that by using some of the free and paid SEO tools that can make your job a lot easier. And when you're creating your content and doing your SEO, you want to make sure that you're using white hat SEO techniques, as black hat SEO can actually damage your search ranking and it will drive away potential customers, while white hat SEO techniques are really the key to building a quality website. And content is king. Repeat after me. The quality of your content will directly impact your search results. And SEO doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. It really does. So I realize that I threw a lot at you today. I mean, SEO is one of those rabbit hole topics that I could talk about all day long. I have a ton of other content about SEO on my website if you want to check it out. And I'll also add some more links below so you can check them out there too. And remember, grab the free download at jennylyon.com/SEO, the SEO strategy and workbook. It will really start to walk you through the different steps to get your SEO process happening. I mean, you really want to start showing up in search results. And if you want to get your website's SEO in order, but you simply don't have the time to do it yourself, no problem, reach out. I'll be happy to help. I hope that you learned something today and you're inspired to take the next steps in your SEO journey. And I hope you found it helpful. I'll talk to you next week. Bye.